Hey, howdy folks, this is Rampage here. Just wrapped up NXT. Hell of a show. We have continuing the feud of Blake and Murphy, who were a tag team, broke up, got back together again, Alexa Bliss left, and they broke up again. This week, Blake takes on Nakamura, and to try to one-up him, Buddy Murphy takes on Kota Ibushi from the Cruiserweight Classic. But we got a whole bunch to cover, so let's run through the show really quick. We do start off with Nakamura taking on Wesley Blake. Hell of a back and forth match, a lot more than most of us would have expected from Blake taking on Nakamura. In the end, Nakamura does get the win with the Kinshasa knee in the middle of the ring. But the real story of this is, up until the end, Blake was holding his own. So there's something going on there. Blake is stepping it up, and they're stepping him up on NXT. Post-match, William Regal comes out and says, "Hey, Nakamura, you've been doing great things. I want you to face Samoa Joe at NXT Brooklyn." And he makes an offhanded comment that he wishes Samoa Joe was here to hear that. More on that later. After that, we have our women's match of the night. We have Billie Kay with new music, a new look. I guess it's a new chip on her shoulder from being on SmackDown a few weeks ago. And she somehow manages to make Crushed Velvet look intimidating. Never seen that happen before. And she's taking on Santana Garrett, who looks like she has rainbow braid attire this week. Pretty rad, definitely stands out. Good stark contrast between the two of them. This was a good back and forth match. Billie Kay does get the win. It's great to see that they're both getting a bigger role on NXT. In the past, I don't think either one of them had entrances, so they're definitely treating them much more like bigger players now, so that was good to see. After that, we get the recap of Sasha Banks' mystery tag team partner at Battleground being Bayley, which was super awesome to see. Then we cut to Bayley chatting with Regal in Regal's office, and she basically says, "You know what? I've done it. I'm ready. I'm ready for my title match, and I want to face Asuka at NXT Brooklyn." So that'll be pretty rad to see. Regal says, "Well, we'll see. He'll talk to Asuka, and we'll get the contract signed." After that, we have TM61 being Rob Thorne and Nick Miller taking on Rob Ryzen and Adrian Nails. Good back and forth match. I'm really digging TM61. They are a hell of a tag team. They manage to do power, speed, and agility, and everyone they fight comes out looking like $1 million. They do win with the Thunder Valley. Great move. I love that. And we get the handshake afterwards. So they're definitely like the squeaky clean baby face who's they're kicking ass, they're taking names, but they're not doing it like with any sort of malicious content. I like that. From there, we get a highlight of the history of No Way Jose and Austin Aries, including the crazy dance party where Austin Aries attacks No Way Jose, knocks him off the announce table. We then find out Hideo Itami returns next week. Next week's going to be a big one. It's been almost a year at this point. I'm really interested if we're going to go into who attacked him from behind and laid him out in the parking lot, injuring his shoulder. Or will that be the white Hummer of NXT? Stay tuned next week to find out. So we have No Way Jose taking on Steve Cutler next. I believe Cutler's been used more as enhancement talent previously. This time he has his own entrance, so it looks like they're stepping him up again. Once again, new blood. We've drafted a whole bunch of people from NXT to the main roster, so we are establishing new stars. I like this. About halfway through the match, No Way Jose just sort of cranks it up to 11. He basically goes from happy dancing to kicking ass and taking names, and basically lays out Cutler with a sort of, he does the sort of axe strike baseball swing, and then he follows it up by this crazy slam, and gets the win, and cuts a pretty intense promo towards Austin Aries post-match. Reminds me a bit of Mick Foley of all things. He just sort of goes sort of that dark place. I don't know any way else to describe it, but it was really cool to see. Um, After that, we find out that Bobby Roode is coming to NXT next week as well. We got two big names coming out. We have Hideo Itami and we have Bobby Roode, which will be interesting. I know Roode's worked house shows. It's time to see what he does on TV and what NXT does with him. What's his character going to be? He will be Bobby Roode. We know that much. But is he the it factor? What do they call him? What's he doing here? Heel, face? Only time will tell. Dirty heels? Dirty heels? Come on, folks. We know that'd be cool. Austin Aries, Bobby Roode, they're a hell of a team. Follow that up by we have Buddy Murphy taking on Kota Ibushi. Ibushi did win his first match in the Cruiserweight Classic. He is one of the favorites to go on and win the entire thing. Once again, great back and forth match. 6 months ago, you would not have expected Buddy Murphy to hold his own versus Kota Ibushi, but he does it here. I like that he uses his strength and his size advantage, basically holding down Ibushi. In the end, Ibushi's strikes do overcome, hits this crazy roundhouse to the back of the head, follows it up with a German suplex and takes the win. Great match, and great to actually see Buddy Murphy being moved up as well, so... Blake and Murphy, well, they didn't win this week. They come out looking stronger than they did the week before. After that, we see Samoa Joe arrive at the arena. He's basically notified that, hey, what do you think of your title match with Shinsuke Nakamura at TakeOver? He says, we'll see about that. Storms to the ring. Says that he had to jump through hoops to get a title match. Nakamura should have to jump through hoops. Regal comes out, says, hey, you're going to fight this guy. Joe says, no, I'm not. He's like, well, either you fight him or I'll find someone else to fight him, and we'll put the title on the line for them. Joe finally agrees that he will fight Nakamura, but then warns Regal that there will be consequences. He will break his golden boy like he broke Finn Balor. And this is essentially the blood's on Regal's hands at this point. I like this. I like this intensity from Samoa Joe. I think he's thriving here, and I think this plays to his strengths. So that's this week's review of NXT. Hope you guys like this video. Any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments down below, and we'll see you next week.